I get to know that for every goods purchase, there are terms and conditions applied to it, and same thing is also applicable to fruitfulness. So, for instance, if you purchase a particular good, you get to read some of the cautions like, keep out of reach of children, store in a cool, dry place, all those kind of, terms and conditions like that. Same thing is applicable to fruitfulness. So, let's check that together. In the book of Genesis, chapter 17, when God appeared to Abram, and God said to him that I am the Almighty God. Walk before me and be thou perfect, and I will multiply you. And when God was assuring his covenant to Abraham, so I get to see that for Abraham to tap into this covenant, for him to walk into this covenant, he has to work with God and be perfect. So he has to work towards perfect. So same thing is applicable to us also. For us to come into the promises of God, the covenant of God that God has for us, and we need to work before God and be thou perfect. So there's this thing we have to work towards perfection. So we can see the meaning of Abraham in that chapter. So we can see that Abraham is father of multitude. God said to him that he will make him father of nations. You can see right there. So, and God reaffirmed his covenant for him that he's going to make him father of nations, and he's going to make him exceedingly fruitful. So for you to be fruitful exceedingly, I think there is this thing we need to do to work before God. With our work with God needs to be perfect. Yes, I got to say that if a producer of a particular goods, could attach a terms and condition to particular goods produced, that okay, keep out of reach of children, or store in a cool, dry place, something like that. So same thing also, God our creator also has also attached a condition to us also, that if you want to walk in fruitfulness, if you want to be fruitful exceedingly, there is this thing we have to do. So just very simple is that to walk before God and be perfect. I think there's something we have to do about that. So walking before God and working towards perfection, I think that is the secret to fruitfulness. So I got that when I was reading it, that okay, so if I want to be fruitful, so what is the secret to be fruitful? Like, so how can I attain fruitfulness? So for me to attain fruitfulness, I have to work with God. I have to work with God, and I have to work towards perfection. So I have to work with God and be perfect before God. So when talking about fruitfulness is a very deep topic. So I won't be able to delve more into the topic fruitfulness. So we already talked about secret to fruitfulness, which is working with God and being perfect. Fruitfulness covers every aspect of life, also being healthy spiritually, healthy every aspect of your life. So it covers academically, it covers spiritually, it covers maritally, financially, every aspect of your life. So fruitfulness covers every aspect of one's life. So let me talk about academically. So academically, as a student, you are not increasing, you are not growing academically. I think you need to check your work with God. If as a student you are not growing academically, so you need to check your work with God. So same thing also financially. Also, you've been having a bad record financially, you've been having a bad record, and I think you need to check. You yourself, you need to check your work with God. So, and because when we talk about fruitfulness, fruitfulness is talking about increase, it's talking about productivity, it's talking about growth also. Your work with God determines how you handle things also. Yes, so I think you need to check your work with God if you are not experiencing increase in your marriage also, because when talking about fruitfulness is talking about increase, talking about growth, it's talking about being healthy in every aspect of one's life. So if you check into your marriage and there's no peace in your marriage, I think you need to check your work with God. That is very important. Jeremiah 17 verse 7, it says, blessed is the man that trusted in the Lord, and whose hope the Lord is, for he shall be as a tree planted by the water, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when it cometh. Okay, but her leaf shall be green, and shall not be careful in the year of drought, neither shall cease from yielding fruit. So it means that there are seasons. There are seasons in one's life. There are seasons also. So there are times that there will be scarcity. So in scarcity time, you will not be afraid. You will not be afraid, because you know that there is God. There is God. Same thing applicable to Abraham and Isaac also. So when there was scarcity, God provided. Even same to Elijah, because so God provided. So, and God said it also in the book of Matthew 6 that we should not be anxious anxious of tomorrow. Yeah, what should we eat, what should we wear, so things like that. So we should not be anxious if our father in heaven, can provide for the ant, so how much more we.